At the second stop of No Poverty Land, we're heading to Yunnan, visiting the Nujiang River Gorge near the China-Myanmar border, a hidden land in Yunnan. The Nujiang Gorge is made up of a series of mountain ranges, nicknamed Wrinkles of the Earth, created by the clash of tectonic plates. Down the gorge lies the famous Nujiang River. It originates from the Tibetan Plateau and runs through Yunnan into the Indian Ocean, stretching over 2,000 kilometers. Nujiang, as you can see, it lives up to its name, Angry River, mad like thousands of crazy horses galloping, can you see? The water flows rapidly here because the drop in the gorge's height is huge. The water volume here is 1.6 times that of the Yellow River. The river water surges day and night, shaping these steep cliffs that make up the spectacular scenery. On the banks, at over 3,000 meters, are the Gaoligo Mountains and the Bilo Snow Mountain. For generations, many ethnic minorities have called these mountains home. The most populous is the Lisu people. They've long had to suffer in poverty. Some say poverty came from a lack of transport. Without proper or paved roads, it had always been a dangerous adventure going up and down the mountain.
As I heard from the villagers, it's really expensive for them to deliver any kind of daily necessities up into mountain because there's no roads or bridges. And on top of that, they have to pay extra for transporting the harvest down to the mountain for sale. Just the transportation fee is around 50% of their income, and that is the main reason for the generation of poverty.
Dr. Dang!
Hey!
Hello! This is the very famous Dr. Dang Tiandui. They all call him the zipline doctor. Don't they call you the zipline doctor?
Yes.
Why this nickname?
Because when I was the village doctor, I would cross the river using the zip line to see my patients, sometimes 4 or 5 times a day.
Was that dangerous?
Yes, very dangerous.
The villagers told me how the villagers on both sides crossed the river since ancient times. They invented an ancient means of transport, the zip line.
没有桥的时候，过的是很危险，连3个月或者1个月才能走到这里去。
就是我到下垂1岁以来，就掉下去10多个了。
那掉下去肯定是
尸体都找不到，
尸体都找不到的。
对。
The 57-year-old from Fugong County in Nujiang spent much of his life commuting on the zip line. Doctor, how did the zip line come about?
There were no bridges. People had to use the zip line to go see a doctor. Not just that, they had to use the zip line when they needed to buy necessities like salt or food. Older people couldn't come over, neither could toddlers. They could fall while crossing the river, so when the babies fell ill, I had to zip over to see them.
I once saw a video of children zipping across the Nujiang to go to school. I was shocked. Now that I'm here, I feel horrified even more.
There are 2 metal wires, one higher than the other. We zip from the higher end to the lower.
Were you scared the first time you did it?
The first time, yes, very scared. It's like jumping off a tall building. Since I came to the village, over a dozen people have fallen. If they didn't know how, they couldn't zip back, and the hook broke. They fell straight into the river. One time I had a flashlight in one hand and the pulley on the other. I couldn't stop in time approaching the shore, and I hit right onto the other end.
You hit the rock?
I got this big scar on my knee. 20 years on, there's still the scar.
Oh, the scar is still there.
When I arrived at the patient's house, they looked at me and said, "Dr. Deng, you're seriously hurt, but you still came to see us." They had tears coming down their faces.
No doubt. Yu Yaofang is one of Dr. Deng's patients, whose family's been here for generations. He said villagers have always been upset about the zip line. Brother Yu, you got hurt in primary 3?
I hit myself.
Where?
Here.
You too. They've all been through battles. They all have broken knees.
Many schoolmates have fallen, about 7 or 8 of them.
Into the river?
Yes, 7 or 8 of them.
They fell in and surely...
The dead bodies were never found, but what's the use being scared? We still had to buy necessities like salt and all. No use being scared.
You didn't have a choice.
No choice there, no choice.
Dr. Deng, let me go. I want to be a traditional Nujiang local using a zip line.
Okay, I'll take you.
Wow, it's quite high up here and the water is flowing very fast. I'm a bit scared already.
While crossing, your head and chest don't lean forward.
Keep my center of gravity backward.
No matter how scared, don't touch this wire. Lean forward and you'll hurt your face or cut your chest.
Got it.
这个是安全带吗？
对，这个安全带。
OK， 就这样啊？
对。
等一下，等一下，唔係我有啲驚驚地嘅，真係。我的手放哪里？我手放哪里？
对对。
我手放这里。
啊，对，记住千万不能在这里啊。
咁樣得唔得？不行，等一下。
记住不能装这里啊，我们
OK OK OK。哇，到了嗎？到了嗎？到了嗎？哇！我而家佢用徒手咁樣要撐我哋上去。喂！
Actually, for the first 5 seconds, I didn't know what was happening, so scared. It was like an amusement park pirate ship ride. I really felt like traveling back in time through Nujiang, imagining myself carrying a cow or some goods, zipping over. I could feel how hard it was for villagers to go back and forth dozens of times a day.
安全。
The horrible living conditions and the risk to cross the river to see patients led many doctors to quit after a while and transfer to other towns. Only Dr. Deng decided to stay, all because of a promise he had made.
There were 7 village doctors, only 2 are still here. 5 of them left already.
They all left. Why did you stay?
Because before I became a doctor, I got seriously ill once. My teacher put me in the hospital for a week and cured me. I said, I almost died, but you saved my life. He said, you want to be a doctor? I said, yes, I do. Then he sent me to study at the village hospital, and he gave me training. He said, you're being trained now, don't give up, work hard and help the patients. I've kept my promise and stayed here since.
You've kept your promise for decades.
37 years already. I'll continue as long as my body allows. I'll keep going.
For one promise, he stays. From the days of the zip line till now. You're awesome. The pain and torture of crossing the river lasted more than a century for the villagers. Until 2016, the Yunnan provincial government launched a project to replace all the zip lines in the province with bridges. Spending over 2 billion yuan, 199 bridges and many more connecting roads were built over the next few years. Since then, no one needed to risk their life over the river anymore. All the zip lines were retired from their historical mission. The old saying goes, a day up the mountain is 1,000 years in the world. Now, a step is 1,000 years.
最大的变化就是我们这个农民啊，现在不别样顾那个流水，顾流水很危险。现在是改干涉太轻松了，分分钟就到乡里面了，干啥就是10分钟，骑摩托就10分钟，做餐就是8分钟，就可以到了。
Now with these bridges, the people's lives have really changed.
Yes, a lot. Back then, to go by the zip line, people must carry the food and everything else on their back. It was very tiring. Now with this bridge, the villagers can have a happy life. Some bought vans or motorcycles. When someone's sick, they just ride across to see a doctor. To build a house, we just transport cement using a tractor. Before, carrying 1 packet of cement from town cost 35 yuan. With this bridge, it's just 2.7 yuan, literally a load off the back.
Both convenient and safe.
Yes. One old lady, 1 year after the bridge opened, she held my hands and said, "Dr. Deng, now with the bridge, you're going to be so happy. But it's a shame I'm so old already. It would be great if I were still 18.
They are witnesses to history as it unfolds.
Yes.
Old folks can cross the bridge by themselves to see the doctor. The zipline doctor has finally finished his historical mission too. Lujiang residents spent over 100 years leading a dangerous life on zip lines. Looking back, they're often brought to tears, feeling scared just talking about them. But recently, they started building zip lines again. Brother Pooh, hello!
Hello, welcome to Yunnan to Majimi village.
This is your home?
Yes.
Majimi villagers have always grown corn.
The price of corn is about 70 to 80 cents per catty. There's not much money in it. Then we saw some others in our town grow black cardamom. The harvest was not bad.
You realized you could actually grow black cardamom.
Yes.
So this is black cardamom?
Yes, this is it.
It gives off a nice aroma.
Yes, it's for seasoning, for meat. It can add flavor to beef, lamb, pork, chicken.
Where can you sell it?
Everywhere in the country. Beijing, Shanghai, and overseas too. The villagers start from the side of the river and work step by step up the mountain.
Why do you grow black cardamom so high up the hill?
There are trees up the hill. It's cooler. It's very suitable.
At harvest time, you have to climb up and carry it down then.
Not like that. You carry it on your head.
And to carry it on the head.
On the head.
It's over 100 caddies.
Yes, over 100 catties.
Path is slippery.
Yes, when it rains. With this load on your head, you hold on to the grass on both sides and move slowly down the hill. It's too costly to hire couriers. For some, you have to pay between 10,000 and 20,000 yuan.
Just for transportation, you have to pay the workers over 10,000 yuan a year?
Yes, that's half the income.
Half? Just for transportation?
Not worth the effort. All these years, right?
The farmers were frustrated over what to do, but then a savior appeared. A newspaper group in Nujiang began a poverty alleviation project. And there was Captain Wen. Captain Wen was their representative in the village.
Hello.
Over the past few years, many individuals and sectors have started their own targeted poverty alleviation work. When one Yunnan enterprise learned about the farmers' hardship, they came up with an idea, putting the old zip lines to better use.
Our team came up with an idea. Maybe we could assign a new historical mission to the zip line. From zip lines for river crossing, they can become a black cardamom conveyor.
A new mission?
Yes, a new mission.
A zip line transformation began last year. The enterprise provided the funds, and the villagers offered their labor. Everyone from the whole village joined in. They put the zip lines up the mountain to transport black cardamom, saving money and manpower. But installing zip lines with bare hands 2,000 to 3,000 meters up the gorge isn't an easy task. How could you do it? This is a gorge.
Yes, the slopes are steep, the materials are heavy. Each row of wire weighs over 400 caddies. Led by retired veterans, the young villagers, each carrying 50 caddies on their back, follows one by one. They walk slowly up the mountain.
Then they threw those down vertically, one by one. Some even climbed up the trees.
We went through the gorge and led them to our designated spots.
So we're heading to the mountaintop.
That's right.
Oh, watch out! This is my very first time riding a tricycle up a steep cliff. It is very high up here.
We're halfway up.
We still have to walk.
That's right.
Wait for me, Captain! These mountain roads are treacherous.
It should be better over here.
I'm not even carrying anything and I'm panting already. I can't imagine how villagers would carry over 90 caddies of wire going back and forth. Watch out, Captain! We've arrived! Thanks so much!
Before they had these zip lines, the villagers had to carry the black cardamom all by themselves. The whole family would have to carry them sack by sack, from up here to down there.
How long did it take?
50 minutes to an hour. Now via the zip line, it's just 2 to 5 minutes. They can finish 7 days' work in one day.
Simply put, that saves money, energy, and time.
That's right.
After half a year of hard work, overcoming all the obstacles, they finally completed construction of the first batch of 26 zip lines for transporting black cardamom from the valley near Majimi village, transforming the zip line into a profitable modern-day tool.
It's very beneficial to the people. Now the 10,000 yuan can go back to the farmers' pockets.
Before, the black cardamom had to be carried on their backs. People would fall off. With the zip lines, goods could be transported from the mountaintop, ensuring safety.
The enterprise team is preparing to expand their efforts to other villages. They plan to build another 38 zip lines. The old zipline era is finally over, and the new black cardamom ziplines are helping villagers. But that's not enough. To really help improve Nujiang's economy, this beautiful motorway plays a key role. This beautiful motorway, completed in 2020, stretches about 300 kilometers, running through the whole Nujiang Gorge. With this route, residents have more opportunities to grow their incomes. And we can all get to visit this last piece of hidden land of Yunnan to explore the mysterious beauty of the gorge. Nujiang is just one of many examples nationwide. Since 2016, the country has invested 950 billion yuan in transportation networks, covering impoverished regions all over the country. Over 50,000 poverty-stricken villages have benefited. These roads lead right up to the village entrances and are connected to numerous brand new routes and highways. Road connections lead to prosperity. Poverty relief work through transportation has changed the inequality between life inside and outside of the mountains. In the next episode, we will visit a school set up for young people who never had the chance to go to school before, and how some managed to change their own destiny with greater access to knowledge.
给我抱抱吗？你好啊 ，Hello， 宝宝 ，Hello， 哇，还有一个宝宝哦。以前佢哋話咧，好多成意外咧，就係出喺臨靠岸嘅時候咧，就會撞咗埋嚿石度啦，安全。